So we basically modify mosquitoes, making them refractory to malaria infection. And these properties are passed on in what we call a super Mendelian fashion. And with time, you basically have a population of mosquitoes that are unable to transmit malaria.
In 2021, there were 619,000 worldwide deaths from malaria. Most of them were children under the age of 5 in sub-Saharan Africa. Scientists here say this is just the beginning of a new era where humans and mosquitoes can coexist without fear. This new mosquito strain is currently housed in dedicated biosafety level facilities at the research center. The research has been made possible by other innovative solutions, feeding mosquitoes a blood-free diet.
Our research aims to provide the scientists or the people working at the insectary, laboratory insectary for the mosquitoes, with an alternative solution of vertebrate blood, whereby we are testing this artificial blood-free diet to which mimics the blood to rear the mosquito that can be reared without using the blood.
Despite the buzz surrounding this research, scientists here are aware there will still be challenges.
There's so many perceptions from people regarding this type of technology. As we've modified the mosquitoes, people might think, that they'll make them infertile. And so those are things that we really need to dig into now at the initial stages of this project to get the perception of this technology.
The transgenic mosquito project could not only save countless lives, but it could also serve as a blueprint for countries around the world battling against this deadly disease. And it will help to achieve the World Health Organization goal of zero malaria transmission by 2030. So each mosquito being modified here can help usher in a new strain that will give Tanzania and the rest of the world a healthier future.
So guys, that's the Tanzanian scientists, and they're working in Tanzania in the lab on this bioengineered mosquito that they are going to release to help fight the malaria outbreak on the continent. And you hear much people you hear how many people die annually from malaria in Africa. But this is what I like. This is one of the things I like and love is when African institutions does things for African people. Because whenever time the Western world do anything for Africa, it always have ulterior motive. They always never upfront with what they're doing. They always something in it for them. Like for example, the World Health Organization, which is the WHO, they don't do nothing for Africa out of the goodness of their heart or because they want to help. It always have to do with finance, or you have to do with research, or what's the word, test subject, using African citizens as test subject. And it's always rural areas, in the villages, like in the rural areas. Those are the ones they targeted. And I've been saying this, the why Africa has all these super bugs, these super untreatable illnesses. And I've come to the conclusion, and well, not me, I've drawn this conclusion, but there's also evidence about this up. They are bioengineering insects and animals, release them in Africa to use African citizens as test subject. In Russia, the head of the bio sector in Russia released a statement stating that America have labs in Iraq and Africa, and they're moving some of those labs now to Africa. And they're already in Africa with some labs, but they're moving more labs where they're doing testing and bioengineering and bioengineering weapons and testing on the continent. And I would like to know which countries are allowing this on the continent. Let's allow the Americans to have biotech labs on the continent doing research because they are bioengineering these insects, release them and the population and creating these super illnesses, these super bugs, and then in turn come with the vaccine and say, oh, Africa need to be vaccine because there's a fight against it, but you guys are not some savior. You bioengineer. Remember when Ebola break out, they say, oh, Ebola came from Africa. Then they said there was no cure. But yet, when the two doctors caught Ebola, remember they flew them back to the States directly to the what do you call that place again? I forget the name of it. Anyway, they flew back into the States and they cure them. The two doctors, but they tell me you can cure those two doctors, but you cannot cure no one else in Africa. So what is this? Is this vaccine only work on white people? So that's why I keep on telling people when you hear of these illnesses in Africa, is just a smoke screen. They just need to test this and then use to get a vaccine and then bring it back to their country to use it again for their citizens. Or charge the African government millions of dollars, billions of dollars for the vaccine and then tie it into as aid when it's actually fee. And that's why we need to get rid of the World Health Organization, out of Africa, and stick to our African scientists, which we have a few labs, and the continent now we have around 2 to 3 um medicine dispensary that's making medicine on the continent, and but they are fighting against them, but not directly, indirectly. So this is my take on that. This what Tanzania is doing is really groundbreaking. So let's see what happens in the next few years when. And also before I finish, she spoke about some of the citizens that are worried about infertility, as in maybe these bioengineered mosquitoes will cause um the reproductive system to don't work properly, which is a genuine fear. And like scientists said, that's what they're working on now to make sure that it's safe for the citizens. So that's also a good thing. So anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. If you think it's a good thing, a bad thing as well. Thanks for watching. Tell a friend, like, comment, and subscribe. You don't know that works. Boom.